Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Campbell. I'm here to introduce you to the first level of Skills Fair. This is session 0, or stepping onto your new path, as well as shifting your paradigm. I'm going to be providing expectations of the student, as well as expectations you should have of Skills Fair. First of all, Skills Fair has a number of rules, the first of which, and the most important of which, is safety first. We'll be discussing in Level 1, Session 1, exactly why that's important, and it might not be what you're expecting. So, number 1, as far as stepping onto your new path, please download and or copy the PDF URL for each lesson as you go through this course. Much of Level 1 will seem almost too easy. That is by design. Don't let that fool you, as we are inserting certain terminology and connections throughout. And we are demonstrating implicitly the inherent relationships that exist across all skill sets. Let me repeat that for you. Much of Level 1 will seem almost too easy, but don't let that fool you, as we are inserting certain terminology and connections throughout and demonstrating implicitly the inherent relationships that exist across all skill sets. The expectation for Level 1 is that you, the student, will watch at least one session per day and do this twice per week, averaging 2 sessions per week. This will change for each level going forward. For Level 1, 0 homework or note-taking. Okay, so just listen to what we have to say in the session videos. Unless I say down the road, it will be primarily videos only for Level 1. The expectation for Skills Fair training is that you will adjust your mindset to accept and perform diligently for all skills being introduced. You do not yet have the capacity to decide what you enjoy or favor, so let that honest reflection guide you into a state of openness. So, right now you might be saying to yourself, I don't like to swing a hammer, I don't like to strip wires, I don't like to paint. Don't let that close you off to potentially what are very powerful side skills or sub skills that will reinforce other skills you actually enjoy. And also don't let that close you off to the notion that you might just not know what you like until you've tried it. Let the information flow through you, especially for the first few levels, as you begin to understand the web of connectivity. Understand here and now, in the present, we are presenting you with information in the moment of that session. Do not worry yourself with what is coming next or what you'll be learning in that far distant upper level. You are on a path of exponential learning. Exponential has a special meaning. At first, the material will seem painfully slow, especially in the first few session videos of Level 1 as you go through this. And as you go forward along this path, your pace will not seem to go any quicker. However, soon enough, whether you realize it or not, your paradigm will shift. Your attitude will shift. Your capabilities will shift. Your strength and speed and accuracy and quality for all skills will shift. And you'll be completing tasks at a rate you never thought possible. And it will become easy to do so. Why is this true? Because you are on a path to understanding that each skill comprises 4 to 6 or more component skill attributes, meaning that as you learn a single skill within the Skills Fair method, you're actually being taught 4 to 6 or more other skills simultaneously. This in turn implies that you are learning the next skill much easier and faster because you've already been introduced to it. And secondly, that you will learn a new skill. As you learn a new skill, you are reinforcing the learning of the previous skills that we've presented, all of which methodically in a contextual framework called the skills web. Let me repeat that. Why is this true? Because you are on a path to understanding that each skill comprises 4 to 6 or more component skill attributes, meaning that as you learn a single skill within the Skills Fair method, you are actually being taught 4 to 6 or more other skills simultaneously. This in turn implies that learning the next skill will be far easier because you've already been introduced to it. And secondly, that as you learn a new skill, you are reinforcing the learning of previous skills, all of which is being presented methodically in a contextual framework called the skills web. Let's look at the graph below. If you are reading the PDF, you can follow along. But I will read this out to you, and it should make sense even if it's taken in only verbally. So as we're looking at the graph below, we'll set in motion with respect to your expectations as a student. The red line represents modern linear academic approach. This can be either through lecture or through Common Core. It does not matter. It is linear. What you don't see is the plateau effect, meaning that because you are not introducing adversity or change of information reception, your learning styles, you will eventually level off, and in fact, like the specialist hedgehog, as noted by David Epstein in his book Range, your abilities will actually diminish the longer you stay contained within your siloed environment. This is common. The blue line represents the cubic learning that is achievable when you introduce project-based learning, the understanding of systems-oriented thinking, which is stepping away from silos, and the concept of practicing with definiteness of purpose, a la Napoleon Hill's design. The green line represents the skills fair approach, which applies all the attributes of the blue line, but within a specifically derived method of introducing new information, along with a whole host of other insights from advanced learning, collection, analysis, and presentation, in order to devise a path toward the web of interrelated skills, such that your growth becomes accelerated, even as you take on greater and more complex tasking. The incredible irony: it's actually easier to learn new concepts utilizing this method than to attempt the siloed linear approach noted above. It doesn't matter who you are. All humans, with very, very rare exceptions, contain the innate ability to achieve and learn far more and far more quickly. Do not stop. Do not take a break. Keep on the path. Approximately 2 sessions per week is what we advise for level 1. The pace will increase. So just when you think, oh my gosh, video after video after video, you'll be provided with other learning tools. You'll become more interactive with the Skills Fair website. Now, as we embark on level 1, here's a vitally important mantra that we'll be owning in the near future for all our activities. Number 1, map out the objective or goal, as well as your plan to get there. Number 2, do the work. Practice, practice, practice. Hone your skills. Examine every aspect closer and closer. Repeat until you are satisfied you can answer all the questions that I ask in a future session. Number 3, speak to your efforts, aka presentation. So that is the mantra that we're going to be going with going forward. It's critical. It's something that I learned in Foundations of Advanced Mathematics while I was in college in my junior year. It separates people who have only made it up as far as maybe first or second year calculus from those who have taken advanced mathematics. You need to know how to map your objective out. You need to know how to do the work, which is something I was very, very good at. It was probably the only section I used to be good at until I learned the other two. Mapping out or drawing out the goal was not something that was common for me. Number 3, speak to your efforts. Another thing that I wasn't very good at previously. You need to know how to present. Presenting means you know what you're talking about, and to know what you're talking about means you had to do the work. So that is the introduction to Skills Fair. It's allowing you to step out onto your new path and shift your paradigm, and it provided expectations for level 1 for you, the student, as well as what you can expect for Skills Fair. Thank you very much.